Hey, you guys, right here I have one of those square boards from the Dollar Tree. I think that one came from Amazon, but it's the exact same thing, other than that one doesn't have holes in it. And I'm just going to put a coat of Mod Podge all over it and take this scrapbooking paper. It's so pretty. It's what I got from that yard sale, y'all. And I'm just going to cut off that excess paper. And then I'm going to take more Mod Podge and those 4 hanging signs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to coat them with Mod Podge. Did I already say that? I don't know. I'm just straightening them up there, trying to get them lined up, and then I'm going to take my paper and lay down a piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to iron that paper on there because I didn't want to try to make sure I got it all right and, be wrong. But I'm just folding it there because it was way too close in some spots, like right here, I had to cut it on top. Kind of find out I only needed 2 of those, so there you go. I'll have to use those other 2 for something else. And then I'm going to coat it with Mod Podge, except these ones, I'm going to go I'm going to leave like a 1/4 inch that does not have Mod Podge on it. On like one side, just one side you need to do that on. No one's ever going to recreate this, but just in case there's one person out there that does, I'm going to take Aileen's Tacky Glue from Miss Rhonda Varney and some hot glue. And I'm going to glue that side right like that on there, and I'm going to do that to both sides, Aileen's and hot glue. Goodness, guys, I'm sorry. I'm so sick. I've been asleep for 24 hours. I don't even know if I'm coming or going. And I'm going to take these flat bamboo sticks here I get from Amazon, and I'm just going to, and I'm going to do it in like an L shape here. And after I do that, sorry, you guys, the reason I put music in here is there may be gaps in me choking. Anyway, I just put those tools on there for weight because my board was warping because of the Mod Podge. It pulls it up in that paper. But I flip it over, and I'm going to put one of those flat sticks down there. Just like that y'all see. One on each side. And then I'm going to mark it here and cut it down, and I'm going to put one across through there. Sorry, y'all. And then, and then I'm going to take another one of them, plain, that doesn't have all that mess on it, and put it there on the bottom. And same thing, put another one of those sticks here. I'm just doing all that to make it hold on there better, be more secure. And then I'm going to take some marked down the pieces that I already had that I've cut down. I'm going to go on the hunt for that one that I've cut down small. Over time, I saved them because I save everything. Oh, no, I'm lying. I'm doing the L shape here first. I do the same thing on both sides. And then I have no clue what I'm doing. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I do. I put the hot glue on sideways because I put it there in the front. Basically to cover it, but I end up putting 2 paint stir sticks on the front of that. Here's where I take all these pieces that I've cut down over again, and I just fit them in there together to make a hardwood floor. And I'm take Aileen's Tacky Glue because I'm crazy, y'all. You all learned this when I did a little red truck, which, let me tell you about him, has been disassembled. And I'm redoing him. And I'm not trying to use all the stuff. Anyway, I'm just redoing him. And I think I could have done better if I used stuff I had instead of trying to use things she had, because I don't have things she has. But anyway, I put one whole stick across through there, and then I put more cut ones. I don't know if y'all saw that. I didn't mean to leave all that in, but I did. Then I'm going to take this sponge brush handle. I keep all these things, y'all, and I'm going to mark it here. Excuse me. And cut it down. And this is going to be my roof, obviously. And I'm going to glue, that's those planks that come in that like 5 or 6 pack from the Dollar Tree. And I glue it like halfway down the center of that. Halfway down the center. I don't make no sense. Anyway, so I'll have somewhere to glue my other one here. And I just put those there and make sure they're good and together. And hot glue it, extra hot glue to make sure it doesn't fall apart. And then I'm going to take these skewers here from Miss Danny Steinmeier that had already been cutting down. Good golly, I can't talk. Cut down. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Anyway, and I'm going to hot glue them in those corners to help, solidify them and into place. Anyway, sorry. And then, oh, I'm just doing that one. Also, sorry I left that in too, you guys. I'm telling you, this editing's going to be worse than normal. Oh, and then, okay, these, I'm going to put dowel rods there, but they need to be cut at a 75-degree angle, miter shears. But listen, y'all don't need, and then I'm completely out of frame gluing on because that's what I do, but y'all don't need miter shears to do that. Just lay it down up there, mark it, and then cut it, mark it with your pencil and cut it with whatever you cut dowels with. And you can get them right into shape. And then I cut 2 more. These were chopsticks, actually. And I glue them together end to end, and then I'm going to hot glue them down there too. So I got 2 dowel rods there, or 2 dowel rods and then 2 chopsticks. I bought a pack of chopsticks from Amazon, you guys. They were only like $4 for like 100 of them. I was like, that's cheaper than dowel rods, so that's what I did. Anyway, I know I sound like a man right now. So anyway, and then I'm going to take lightweight spackle. And I'm going to fill all them cracks and crevices. I'm talking about the entire house, everywhere. I mean, up the center, on the roof, everywhere. I put lightweight spackling. But after I put it down in there, I just take a wet wipe and wipe over it and get all that excess off. And then I'm going to take, that's what's left in there. And then I said, I knew better than this, and it's barn red, and I knew it was going to turn pink, and I don't know why I tried it anyway, and I did, I tried it anyway, and I'm like, oh, why'd you do that for? And then I was like, let me add some black, and I knew black was going to make it purple, but I did it anyway, and, yep, see, watch me do it, and I'm like, well, there you go, now you got purple spackling, so you'll just have to, I painted it otherwise, and I don't think I left that in, but just going to smear that on there just like you would if you was putting icing on a cake, y'all. Just make sure you get it everywhere. And smooth it out the best you can. And then, after we're done with that, I did put it on both sides, but I got a skewer here. And I was trying to make my lines. I knew the first was crooked because I've got to aim towards the camera and I can't see what I'm doing. But then I turn it towards me and it goes much faster. And yeah, I'm just going to dig those pieces out, see, with the end of the skewer. I'm just going to make my bricks and, of course, offset them, see. And then I just wipe that excess off there that I get onto a napkin. And there, look. And then you pick it right up out of there. Yeah, yep. I had fun playing with that. And then that's how I made my bricks. And that's what it looks like when I was done. I was like, pretty cool, huh? And then I'm going to take Aileen's tacky glue and some hot glue. No, I'm not. And I'm going to lay down some more of those flat bamboo sticks. And, yeah, I had to cut it down at the roof. And then I put Aileen's and hot glue over the front here. And I think that's when I'll go ahead and glue on paint stir stick. But I added another one later. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to take Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm going to Mr. Miyagi the whole thing, wax on, wax off. Yeah, and I just used a dry paper towel, I believe, when I did that. Oh, and then I used my finger to put it on the side there, yeah. And then I just, spruced that down, and I did the whole thing, you guys. The winners, you guys, of these 3 items, and what it is whoever's name was first, they get first choice and second, and then da-da-da, you know how it works. And I know that everybody's going to want that canvas thing. But Miss Michelle, look, you guys, email me. Right there at the top, it's Kathyjodiys. Hers was the first name that come up. And then we have Dory and Vicky, you guys. Email me. I'll let you know what's left after Vicky. No, not Vicky. Vicky, you're third. I'm sorry, honey. After Michelle picks, and then we'll go from there. Okay, that had to be like an interlude, but I'm going to take these balls, these styrofoam balls. I have tons of them. All different sizes. Those small ones I didn't have in the package. They were dumped out everywhere. But I'm just going to flatten out the bottoms just like that. And that's on the largest one. And then I'm going to take the middle one and the largest one. And I'm going to grind them together to flatten those out right there in the center. And then I'm going to take the smallest one and do the same thing. And then I'm going to grab a skewer. And I'm going to run it down through its head. All the way to, I don't go all the way to the bottom. When it hits the third one, I raise it up some and I cut it off because I want it to be hidden down in there. And see how I leaned it like that direction. I did the same thing to both of them. I leaned them like one's bending down, believe it or not, and the other one's bending back, but you'll see. And then I take a medium-sized one and a small one, and I grind them together. And I did take Aleene's tacky glue and put it in between all those other ones, and between that one's, yeah, head, and then one more. And with that last one, I take like two of the medium-sized. Wait a minute, how did I do that? I'm just showing y'all there. Okay, I don't know if it's a large or medium. Let me look. No, two medium-sized balls, I think, and a small ball. No, I'm so sorry. One medium and two small. Oh, good gravy. I'm so sorry. So one medium-sized ball and two small balls. And I do the same thing with that one. Yeah. And then I'm going to take this paper towel centerpiece. No. Anyway, that brown piece of paper towel holder. And no, I don't know. Anyway, I cut it down, y'all, and I sized it to his head. And I'm going to cut these. Listen, if I were y'all, I cut them at 6 inches. I would cut them at 8. And I don't know, my fingers just don't work the way they used to, and they're all clumpy and stiff. So I wish I'd cut them bigger, but I'm just going to take and do a lark's head knot, and you make the loop and stick it down through the thing, and then you make that hole you made a loop with, I don't know, you guys, and pull your tails through that loop. Golly. And I think I'll do it one more time. Yeah, fold it in half, run it through your napkin thing, grab the strings, pull them through that loop, and pull them straight up and tighten them up, like not so tight you crush it, but make sure you get them good and tight. And then, ooh, that's the last one. I cut that string longer, but now you can stuff it up through there, and that looks really, really cute. And I was hoping I could do that, but I could not because I cut mine too short. So I just had to pull them straight up, like from where they were, and then put rubber band around it. Now, I ended up cutting my little things too short, but I did take a dog brush, and I was going to fuzz these out to make it look real fuzzy and cute. But yeah, I should have left them alone. You know, it's one of those things. But then I'm going to hot glue it. No, and then I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to, I put 2 bobby pins. It's one of the challenge items. And I'm going to stick them in there for arms. But see what I do? I take that yarn. That's from Miss Danny Steinmeier. And I wrap it around his arms there. And that's going to help those bobby pins stay in there. And plus, it's just going to make his sweater make more sense. I know. Gave my snow people clothes. Don't ask me why. But then I did, But then I took black yarn and wrapped it around also. And then I took white. And whatever colors I did around his body, I did around his arms. I ended up tying it off because you couldn't go all the way out there because it looked stupid. But it's kind of looked dorky anyway. I wish I'd done it different. And then I'm going to take 2 bobby pins for little Miss Thing here and stick them in her arms. I'm trying to figure out how I need to aim her arms. And I braided some gray, blue, and white yarn. And I'm going to wrap it around her the same way. And then just hot glue it there in the back. And then I take just some gray and wrap it around the bottom of her, right there, just like that. And then I'm going to hot glue it down. And Mama, I had a chain, it's navy and white, that I made crocheting. That's all I could do, crocheting. And I wrapped it around the top part of her body there. And there's the chain I made. And then I figured I'm just going to go on and make her just an entire dress because that looks stupid with no pants on. And when I got to the bottom, I twisted that yarn. I twisted that blue and white on each other. You guys, I'm going to lose my voice, and this video is going to end up being blank, just music. And then I just hot glued it down. And then I'm just trimming this up after that glue dried. Set them aside. And then with who I got there. I had to see where his arms were going to go. And I took black and white and gray. And I wrapped them around him too. So Junior's going to match him. And just did it. But I stuck the yarn in through the bobby pins. You know what I mean? Like in between the, yeah, right there. You see, probably out of frame. Right there, right in between the, there we go. And just wrapped it. Wrapped the black, wrapped the white, da-da-da. And then as I was wrapping his paints on here, yeah, I ended up running out of yarn, so I had to use a different kind. It was just lovely. So, anyway, and then, oh, I take that blue yarn and I go up around her head to make her like a little hairband. I twist it around a couple of times and make it all cute, you know. And then after I'm done doing that, maybe tomorrow or today, I wrapped it around 3 or 4 times. I don't know. I take this little button I got down there. It's a Christmas tree I got from Hobby Lobby, and I glue that to her little head band. And then I glue this gingerbread man in her arms. That's her doll baby. Now I'm going to take that hat and glue it on Junior's head. And then, I don't know. I'm going to stare at him a minute. Oh, and then I take this white yarn and I double it up. That came from a Goodwill, you guys. And I'm going to make the mama some hair. It only makes sense to me if she's white as snow, that her hair be white as snow also, you know what I mean? So I just keep wrapping it and wrapping it until I get her like a bun looking thing, and just hot gluing it and wrapping it around. I don't know why I'm going so slow, y'all. Anyway, and then I just keep building up from there, making her a bun. And then I'm going to take some of that blue yarn and wrap it around her head 2 or 3 times, and we'll tie her a bow on the side of her head. Aw, it's so cute, little teeny tiny bow. And then I end up putting a snowflake on it and covering that up. But then, I'm showing her to you. And then I decided to give the little girl hair like the mom. I didn't want to leave her bald, you know. And then, oh, I take her little hand and I take this little tiny resin gingerbread sprinkle thing I got from Amazon a few years back. I'm gluing that gingerbread man in her hands. Then I cut this piece of cardboard, and I'm going to take that silver leaf rub and buff, and I'm going to go over my cardboard. And then I'm going to hot glue it into Mama's hands, just like so. And I'm going to stick that in there. And then I'm going to put Aileen's tacky glue down and take these little resin pieces, start putting them on there like she bakes some cookies, you know what I mean? I know, I'm a bit much. It's got little Santa Clauses and little swirly things and candy cane cookies and all that jazz. Anyway, and then I'm going to take and hot glue a snowman little trinket thingy decoration on Junior's hat. That's one of them buttons that came from Hobby Lobby also, like the little Christmas tree. And then I'm going to take this fabric and some jute twine, and I'm going to fold that fabric down over that jute twine, and then I'm going to fold that fabric in half, and I'm going to cut it at like an angle. Y'all will see in a minute. Yeah, and cut it just like that. I'd cut it too big before. And I'm going to wrap it around the mama's waist, because that's going to be her apron. I did add white rickrack to the bottom of that. Just some of this stuff I left out, you guys, because there was just so much. Because like I said, I'm crazy. But then I'm going to take this cork, and I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to take and trace that out. But I end up cutting it way smaller than that. And, yeah. And then, I'm going to hot glue that cork. I don't show you me cutting everything out. Hot glue that cork to that cardboard there. And then I'm going to paint it black. Oh, no, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut a hole in the bottom of it. Like dig a hole out the middle of it. So it will set on his head better. And then I'll paint it black. Yeah. And then, oh, good gravy. And then, oh, I'm going to take that same material and I tore a piece off. And I'm going to tie it around his hat, like the ribbon around his hat. That's the dad. I know. And cut off that excess, and then I'm just going to hot glue that down there on his head. It's just so cute what I've done, y'all. And then I'm going to take that flower. I'm going to paint the center of it green. It's a resin flower. Miss Shirley Gutierrez sent me. Valerie Allison sent me some too. But I paint the center green. And here's where a candle was the other challenge item. And I'm going to melt it down there and into this silicone mold in these snowflakes, all these little snowflakes. And then I'm going to take these molds that I have that are like frames, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was burning my fingers, so I stuck a skewer in the end of it. And I'm just going to hold my heat gun to it, and that's what's going to melt my candle. Because if I use a lighter, it could have blackened that candle, you know what I mean? And plus, I don't want to hold a lighter that long. And then Jesse jumps up there and almost gets burnt. Anyway, and I did that to a few of them, but when I removed that one, oh, no, that's all my little snowflakes. They're so cute. But, and then these came out perfect. Now this was a candle that I got from, and all you gotta do is like barely touch it, and it pops all that excess off. No cutting or anything. I was like, wow, I was impressed. Yeah. And then as I was popping this one out, I broke it, and I was like, oh man. I was like, let me see here, and I just melted the end of it with my lighter there, and stuck it together, and just melted it right back together again. I was like, that's a lot better than clay. This, those candles that I used up from Amazon, they were actually hard. The one that I used from the Dollar Tree was soft. You know what I mean? Because one of those is that, not that one, but I just take Mod Podge and that gold leaf stuff I have that Temu sent me forever ago. I've never used it, and I'm gonna put it all over that frame there, the one I broke. And when I'm finished, I just paint Mod Podge all over the whole thing. Okay, and then my whisk. I'm gonna cut that piece off right there. That's as far as I go with my whisk. That one piece. I don't even use the whole piece, but I used it. And I'm gonna take these little salt and pepper shakers that my friend May from Kathyjodiys May sent me, and I'm gonna melt the holes in that salt and pepper shaker bigger. Just two of them, two that are right across from each other. And then I'm gonna go. This didn't work the way I planned because of my own doings, but I didn't want to run the lights through there. You'll see what I do later, but I was burning a hole in the back to run my lights through. And then with that whisk, I bent them down with my pliers there to that shape, that one laying there. I had to cut it down to make it shorter, but I'm going to stick them down in them holes that I widened. Sorry, y'all. And, oh, what I had to do was cut it. Where I made that hole, instead I had to cut a little piece out because, again, I didn't want to take that. That's what I did. I wrapped it around my finger because I know if I started trying to run those lights into there, they wouldn't all fit. So I wrapped it around my finger. When I get done doing that, I like squash them down real small, like sideways there, see? And then I was able to fit them right down in that salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. Just like that. And then I ran that cord down between that and that crevice crack I just made, that cut I just made. And that way I could get my lid on and everything is fine. And I did paint those black. But anyway, there we go. And I did that 2 times. And then I'm going to take these little snowflakes I got from Hobby Lobby. I think they're like $2.49, that pack there, with 50% off. I'm just going to take super glue gel. I put antique wax on them. And I'm just going to glue them down. Like you see. I don't know why I left that in either. I'm telling you guys, I feel like turd, that's why. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I know, it's just a boring one. Anyway, and then I take that pokey tool and I poke a hole there. And then I got these little, they come in my eye hook thing. They're little hooks to hang on the wall, but I screwed them in and I put hot glue on the back there because nobody would poke themselves. And then I run my lights through the back there and I hot glue them down and I hang them from those little hanger things that's on there. Aren't those cute? And then I take one of my paint pens here. It's an acrylic paint pen, and I already drew faces on all. You know how hard it is to draw on styrofoam? It just dissolves. So that actually made it easy, but when you're trying to make a mouth straight, yeah, that was a little bit more difficult. But I just draw him, or poke him some eyes and draw him a little mouth here, just like I did with the mama and the other 3 or 2. Didn't mean to leave all that in either. I think some of it I didn't even edit. But those are those little noses I made in the gingerbread versus snowman video. And I'm just going to take some and paint them with the marker here. And And I'm just gonna start gluing them to their faces. And like I said, it kind of like melts a hole in it, and you can stick that carrot right down in the hole. Now, Daddy's I had to change later. His was a bit long. And let's just say that his nose and Junior's butt did not get along, and it broke his nose. So he had to have reconstructive surgery. Got him a nose job and had to get an all new nose. But I'm going to take some of them wax candle snowflakes I made and paint them white. And I'm going to paint these truffle. I was so impressed with these, you guys. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And I couldn't believe I was able to paint wax like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you throw wax over a... I can't even think straight. Oh, like we paint candles and stuff, but I just didn't know if it would work, but it did. And then I'm going to take this paper doily that Miss May from Kathyjodiys May sent me for my birthday. This stuff, that the salt and pepper shaker and that little paper doily, she sent me a bunch of them. This is all my birthday stuff when I went shopping in her house. That's what I wanted for my birthday, to shop her stash. Anyway, I'm just going to lay that down there with that glue stick like it's my little rug. And I was going to make a tree skirt, but I fell asleep. But I'm going to take this picture, you guys. I wanted you to see this. It's a church with people walking in, and there's a snowman in the courtyard. And it's got bells of it. It's so pretty. But May sent me that also. Did I already say that? I feel like I'm getting ready to fall asleep, y'all. I just traced it, and I cut it out, of course. And then I'm going to hot glue that picture to the back of my frame. I left all this in. I am so sorry. I honestly don't think I even edited it. Huh. Anyway, and then I'm going to hot glue that down to my center of my house there between my two lights. Can you believe that? It's so pretty. I know. And it's just wax. Then I'm going to take these fake lights. It's just little string lights, and they're so cute. But Temu sent me those like 2 or 3 years ago, too, whenever I worked with them. And I'm just going to wrap them all around my tree there. Yeah. And then... Oh, I turned my lights off. I bumped it and turned them off. I'm going to take a gold leaf rub and buff, and I'm going to go over those frames there. And then what I'm going to do is hang one on each side of the wall with one of them snowflakes in it. And I said that is going to be the kids' baby pictures. The little snowflake. Or ultrasound, maybe. I don't know. Oh, don't. If I laugh, I'll start coughing. Of course, I think I'm funny. Don't laugh, stupid. Don't laugh. Okay. Now, I was going to set Mama in there and the little girl, like she's getting her cookie off the tray. Isn't that cute? Oh, my goodness. That's so cute. And then I'm going to set Daddy in there. And then I got to take his hand and cram him in Junior's bottom. Because he's going to be holding him up, putting the topper on the tree. And I made a snow angel, y'all, and I didn't show it to you. I didn't show you how I made it, but it's pretty easy. Y'all will see it in a minute. It's 3 beads, small, medium, and large. I cut out some little wings for it and drew a face on it and gave it a little halo. And that's the tree topper. Oh, my goodness. But here it is, and it's it. Sorry I don't have more for you guys. I just couldn't do it. I'm barely making it through this voiceover, but put some Christmas lights on top of their house. And, yeah, there it is. And I didn't hot glue those people. I just stuck his arms, like, through the styrofoam to make sure I'm holding him up there. You know what I mean? So, that's it. I'm so glad y'all are here. If you guys watch this at all, I think it's adorable. I absolutely love it. But I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for coming back. And I understand if y'all's like, it's not for me. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's all I got. And thank you for supporting me and my channel. It means so much to me, you guys. It just truly does. I'm telling you, the devil was after me hard. He got my mama sick, my daddy sick, stuff going on with my youngest daughter, my oldest daughter. My dog dying, and my husband's got stuff going on, and I'm just like, and then now I'm so sick, and I'm just like, why, world, why? But anyway, I'm alive, you know, my family's alive, and that means a lot, and your prayers mean so much, and I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Bye. Mwah.